78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. Let's say that again. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. Really excited to be back in the booth. Had to run up those stairs. It's raining outside. People were driving super slow. Now, if you're not from Okinawa or you haven't been here, let me just say that it's really safe to drive, right? Aside from us Americans who drive like bandits, the folks here and the people here are really wonderful. They drive very, very slow, stay to the speed limits. And for people who are trying to get somewhere when it's raining, oh man, so the normal speed limit slow down, right, significantly. So I'll just say 100%, I'm glad I made it safe. Glad I made it on time. Happy Saturday in Japan. Happy Saturday in Okinawa. Happy Saturday here in Yomitan. Let's talk about it. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful week. I had a very blessed week. Had some wonderful opportunities to spend some time with some great facilitators. I think I sat in with Mark Tilsher on one of his sessions. The Growth Mindset Institute, Miss Susan Mackey, got to sit in on some of her lessons this week. And both of them were trying to develop courses, of course, for event that's coming up this summer. So it was really cool to learn from both of them and to really just draw from their knowledge base and just kind of take some info in, right? What is this weekend, right? So the week was cool, week was great, but this weekend is Mother's Day. Let's go. 78.6 FM. This is always the gratitude segment. So I'll go back to go forward. So for Mother's Day in the United States, we celebrate, I'm sure here as well. I didn't verify, but I know in the United States this weekend, we celebrate Mother's Day. That is a way to say thank you to all of the mothers, right? Moms, grandmoms, anybody who is a mother of children, people, we say thank you to them. And I want to take that opportunity now to my own mother. And I'm dropping this sweat off my forehead because it was, like I told you, I was running up these stairs. So, with that being said, I want to say thank you, and I want to do it the right way. So, to the mother of my children, for radio purposes, privacy, I won't say your name. But, ma'am, I'm very proud of you. I love to see how connected you are with our babies. I love to see the energy you put into them, the effort. Even when you are tired, even when you don't feel like it, you love on them, and they are beautiful products of the both of us. And I'm so grateful of all the people, of all the, billions of people in this world that we met, and that you are the mother of our children, and that you are the person you are, not just your character, not just your humanity, your heart, your mind, and just to see you in them. When they were here this past summer, just it's beautiful to see, and I'm really grateful for you. You get all of my love. I know we talk every morning to see how you're doing, managing all that energy, and I just want to make sure that you know that no matter what, just like I told you, no matter what I'm doing, I stop time to make sure you know that I appreciate you. So to you, happy Mother's Day. I hope you find time to rest this weekend when you can. I know you were surrounded by two little minions with a lot of personality and a lot of energy and a lot of us. So it keeps you busy. But regardless of all of that, I want to say we couldn't be us without you. You are a big part of our lives. You're a big part of our days. You're a big part of everything that we are. So we just want to say happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you, and we love you. Good morning from Japan. All right. Moving forward, 78.6 FM. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen out there, don't forget it's Mother's Day. Don't forget to say thank you to all the mothers that you have. Just to make sure you put that out there in the universe. It's not always about, at a certain age, buying stuff. It's just making sure the person feels appreciated, right? Just make sure they know they're appreciated. Imagine going through life just doing things and not understanding if people actually appreciate the effort that you're putting into them, right? The effort that you're putting into your work, the effort that you're putting into whatever you're working on, what's in front of you, your responsibility, that you don't feel appreciated. That's not a nice feeling. It's not a good feeling for anyone. So make sure this weekend, on a date that is literally established to do so, that you let the person who is in that position of mom Know that you love them, you appreciate them, and you're grateful. To my own mother, who I believe is in Cali right now, I just want to tell you I love you. I know we don't talk every day. I know we don't sometimes talk every week. But I do want to tell you that I love you. And I know it wasn't easy having to do mothering in the scenarios and in the environment that we had to do it in. We survived the 80s, survived the 90s in some of the roughest neighborhoods. And I just want to say thank you because of the things that you survived. I'm able to do what I do today because of the love that you poured into us. Even when you weren't really sure what you were doing, you may not have did everything right. None of us do. There's a lot of things that over the years I had to forgive you for because I didn't understand it until I became an adult to realize that we're not going to get it all right. But I just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you for providing a space for us to be us and grow into who we became, the three of your sons. And regardless of how we turn out, regardless of what happens in our storylines, you made it possible for us to have them, to have these stories. So just want to tell you that we love you, Mom. Thank you, wherever you are right now. I know you're probably watching or trying to check it out on YouTube. Maybe put some comments on there. But I just want to say I love you and thank you. And Ohio gozaimasu from Yomatan. FM Yomatan, 78.6 FM. Positive vibes of Winsome. To all the dog moms, too, you get some love. If you don't have kids, but you have puppies, you have doggies or cats, pet moms, happy Mother's Day, Pet Mom Day this weekend, and enjoy your babies. Your fur babies is what we call them, right? And that's really cool, right? I know there's some people, I used to work in offices where it would be, what about me? I have pets. I don't have kids, but these are my kids. Okay, cool. Pet moms, this is for you too, right? Happy Mother's Day. So just to say thank you, going backwards to go forward, some really cool stuff coming down the pike in the next couple of months. I'm really excited. Like I ran to the show, but I got to run from here to go build some other stuff because there's so many cool events happening, so many opportunities that I don't want to miss out on, A, and B, I don't want to get wrong. And I was saying this a little bit ago when we were talking to, some of the students that we teach. And I said, sometimes you walk into these classes and sometimes the lesson changes you. And in our case, as facilitators, it's really our responsibility to put us into those lessons to make sure that we are making an impact, to make sure that people can apply these things, to make sure that when they walk out of the room, that they feel better, that they feel educated, encouraged, inspired, that they can use the tools that they got from our lessons, apply them immediately, and be a better person, leader, father, brother, sister, mom, whatever it is, cousin. Just be a better person, friend, to be a better person. Every lesson that we teach, and I saw some memes and some posts from other people. There's one person, I won't say the name. They're always posting. It's kind of like a mixture of positivity and negativity, right? Because when you read the text, it's like, oh, that's kind of a cool quote. But when you really look at it, it's like, yo, this is kind of negative. It's the craziest pseudos weird stuff that I've ever saw in my life. But I look at the individual, and it's one of those, they say there's certain things in your life, your career, in your moves that drives you. This person's been separated from the service, like active duty service, what we do, and has been a veteran for a long time now. And they're still going by the rank that they had while they're in, and they're still talking about the force as if they're still in it and the change. I'm like, yo, let it go. Like that time, you're not doing anything in the capacity of serving and still giving, and you're just kind of putting comments out there. Let it go. And it just reminded me, there's different paths that we take. That's not a path I want to take. I want to be able to move past this chapter, go on to my next chapter. Every once in a while, pull from it for stories, but I don't want to get stuck in it. That's like one of my worst nightmares. And that's the person that you see online and they'll be calling themselves Sarge or Chief or Colonel instead of who they are as a person. And I would tell you, one of the things that we teach heavily in my team is you are not your job. You are not the role. That is not who you are. That is what you do. And you get so appreciative that these people flow their ways out of their careers when they did, because it allowed this generation to be individuals. You know, I know things change all the time, and I don't talk about like my day job a lot, but I just really just was reminded that some of the stuff that's out in the universe, some of the things that are out in the world, that the world is crazy. It can be rough. It can be all over the place. It's a wild, wild west sometimes. But you got to forge your own path. You got to make your own way. And when you do that, the trail that you leave is beautiful. Because people see that you went in the direction that was right, your character was intact, and you were a good person. You're not out there being opinionated and trying to, influence others. You are trying to encourage others. There's a huge difference between being an influencer and being an encourager. And an influencer is a very opinionated person, not grounded in anything. They just really put their information out there, take it or leave it. I'm going to do some things to get some likes. I'm going to say some things that's probably out in the universe that'll get enough people to push the button. That's my goal. That's the influencer side. Now, for me, on the encourager side, I can care less if it's only 10 people that look at what we post, the video. As long as one person was able to take something away that can change their life, change their day, change their mindset, that's the whole goal. You see, so I spend a lot of time kind of throughout the week. I won't say a lot of time, but I do take time to kind of see what others are putting into the universe. And I take a step back and I look at it from we call a non-biased perspective. So I want to look at it if I'm just an everyday person that's a friend or that is following this person, what's the message I'm receiving? And if the message I'm receiving is not positive, if the message I'm receiving is confusing, if the message I'm receiving does not give me energy, encourage me, fire me up to do something great, then it's kind of a waste of time, someone's time for me, if I'm just receiving this. So when I'm sitting here on this microphone in front of a Facebook post, on LinkedIn, on my website, everything that I put on there, I want someone to be like, oh, wow, okay. I either want to connect with this person, I want to hear what this person is talking about, I want to see what this person's writing about, I want to share and be a part of this story, and I want that because I want someone to realize, or I want these people to realize that I'm not chasing someone's pockets, I'm not chasing likes, I'm not chasing the being an influencer and being on Instagram, being a model and doing all these things and getting in front of people and or doing the fake stage videos where you're doing something that just kind of just to build the likes up. That stuff, to me, that generation of people who have mastered that art, it's kind of sad to me because we're missing an opportunity in there. There's some genuine ones. I really like the guy who goes through and he critiques gym videos when people are shaming others. Right? There's some opportunities to kind of encourage like that where you kind of flip it. But I think we're missing an opportunity because there's so many stories being told around us that we're not pulling the best from. There's so many things happening in the world and people taking stands and things happening right now that we're not pulling from, talking about, making and pulling the message, not the story itself. I think that's where things get lost in translation. You see a lot of people just pull up a video and just let it play. And then you see their little face sitting in the bottom corner of the video that's playing in the background. Then they'll say a few things and it's over. But what about the person that's really pulling a message from that video, flipping it and using it to encourage others? We're missing something. What about the people who feel like that they don't know how they're going to get to tomorrow? How do you encourage them to fight for it? What about those people who are opening up those social medias looking for some good news? We're missing a step. We're missing something. There was during COVID, I believe it was, John Krasinski did I want to say it was something along the lines of Celebrate the Good News or a good news show. And I loved every bit of that concept. Didn't last. It was only COVID time, right? Didn't last long. But it was something unique, beautiful, and special and from someone's heart. And I appreciated that. We need more of that. But now we're giving millions of likes to people who are just gossiping and talking about dramas and shenanigans. Hey, it is what it is. It's not me. We'll be right back after this message. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winston. What are we talking about today? Hey, I kind of went on a tangent in the first segment. We were talking about really what's out there in the world, like what people are talking about, what people are doing. No judgment involved, unbiased completely. It's just I feel like we are truly missing opportunities. And I see people flipping what they're trying to do. So I've seen people going from a gossip column to now running for office. Stephen A. Smith. I've seen individuals go from running a really trashy gossip radio show to now opening up movie studios. Charlemagne. I know there's people out there flipping it. I get it. Let me get in the game, run my numbers up, and then branch out into something I've had a passion for. I see it. I get it. But that's selfish to me. And I'm not judging these individuals. I'm just saying, what about the energy and the time and the years that you put into the minds of others? How did you use that time, those opportunities, those efforts, instead of just telling storylines of what gives you clicks? How are we trying to educate, encourage, and inspire others? So last week we talked about on this show, let's just bring it back real quick. Last week we talked about self-awareness. And I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm in my own tiny space here in Okinawa, Japan. I understand that the shows that we do and the reach that we have is for this community going out. When I get on AFN, I understand it's the regional community. I know this, and I take that very seriously. So when we're talking about self-awareness and the two different types of self-awareness is the internal feedback and then the external feedback, right? And then we also broke down last week like the different quadrants of self-awareness and how to break down so many different aspects of it. Like I really wanted to go into high and low self-awareness and high external and high internal versus low external, low internal. So I broke down all four of those to you to show you what it looks like from the seeker to the aware person, right? And the biggest thing that I was trying to pull out of that, if that's where it all starts. There's a lot of lessons, a lot of things that I've been certified through and learned and have sat through the hours of training and realized that almost all of them start with some aspect of self-awareness. So that was why it was so important to me to pull that. Now, where are we going from here? Next week, I might do a self-awareness part 2 where I'm going in and I'm breaking down even more because there is more to it. And it deserves its own space. This one, I just came in this Mother's Day weekend. I'm going to say gratitude. I'm about to go back to the gratitude segment and say thank you to some folks, right? But I do want to make sure that we understand the direction and what we do with our time is important. So self-awareness. And next week, I'm going to talk about passion and purpose and drive and what drives you and what moves you and how you tie those things together. We've had shows over the past couple of years where me and big brother Scott Garricky try to connect people to their why. And now next week, I'm going to go back to self-awareness, give you some more. I'm going to do a rehash. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, hey, this is what it is. These are the pieces that you need to walk away with. This is how you start your journey, being aware of who you are, being aware of what people see, being aware of what you're doing with your energy every single day that you wake up. That, my friends, is how we're going to start. And then I'm going to jump into purpose, passion, why, drive, how to really just hone in. What are some ways to really identify what you're passionate about? Those fears that people have. Listen to things that we really want to drive into. Those fears that people have. Do you know there's people who fear failing forward? They fear taking steps forward because in their minds they're going to fail, or in their minds it's not worth it, or their minds it's not going to benefit them. It's not going to be as good as what they have right now. But guess what? There's something that's telling them what they have right now is not making them happy, and they are settling. I say all that to say this. I can't wait to really jump back into these lessons. So to get back to gratitude before we start talking about what else we're delivering and driving with and presenting over the next couple of weeks, because it's important to me. Sorry. New energy, new life, new drive, new time. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winston. I really want to make sure this year we make it count. This is the filler. This is the in-between. So thank you to all the folks who have been supporting, not just Positive Vibes Radio Show, but all the lessons, all the things. I did a page where I started highlighting all my training partners. And I just want to say thank you, Dr. J.R. Flatter, first and foremost, This journey started coming back and really being introduced to Flatter Leadership Academy. Back then, it was called Two Roads Leadership. And when I was introduced to the group, I remember sitting in the class and the training to become a coach through Flatter, and it was a whole new world, a whole different way to understand leadership, a whole different way to understand how to guide someone, how to navigate them, how to make sure that as they navigate, they're in the driver's seat and you're just there for the ride, right? But you're throwing powerful questions to make sure that they feel they're in control and they got this, they can see it, and that they can clearly make their path or forge their path forward. So thank you, Dr. Flatter, for allowing me to be a part of that, for encouraging me to be a part of the projects that we've done since then, to be a part of the ones we have coming up. I just want to tell you that it means the world to me to have you as a part of this community that I'm trying to build here in this region. And I can't wait to see what we do next. Thank you. Mark Tilsher, my brother. Hey, man, I remember reaching out to Mark when I was getting set up here and telling him what my vision was, and almost immediately it was lockstep. Mark was like, hey, brother, let's do it. And we got people certified here now to teach 5 voices, leadership voices, right? So how to understand, again, be self-aware of who they are as a leader in that aspect. So shout out to Mark, because it started there, but it's grown into so much more. Somebody I know I can call and just be like, hey, man, I got some ideas, some thoughts I wanted to run by you. And he's always open to it. Like, hey, let's talk. Right? The invitations to come be a part of what he's doing, jumping in and seeing him when he's teaching things or launching things. It encourages me because I love to do the same thing. I love to just create, launch, put together everything that I've built and launch it. And I also am a huge advocate, and I've learned this from watching, is where I go, I bring the people who have supported me, encouraged me, and opened up doors for me. I don't go through those doors anymore by myself. Hey, I'm coming through, but I'm bringing these folks with me, because I wouldn't be able to even see this door if it wasn't for them. So those are 2 people so far that have really been amazing. So thank you, Mark, for everything, man, for the military Sherpa opportunities, not just for allowing me to be a part of what you're building and sharing that world with me, but for being encouraging and for listening and for being open and genuine with me. There's a lot of people in those seats that you're in that only give you so much. And I told you my story. I dealt with that in my first journey out. There's a lot of people that are very limited, and they don't want you to really see, they don't want you to have a peak, but you want people to be successful, especially when you see what they have to offer the world. So thank you. J.W. Womack, Jason Womack. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much. From day one, that's another one that's been down from day one, another person I take anywhere I go and whatever I'm building or doing. And J-Dub, if you guys aren't familiar, for the United States Space Force and Air Force, was huge when it came to leadership development. It still is. If you go out and look him up online, you'll see that he teaches, he coaches, he educates. I mean, everything that I'm doing on the inside, he's doing it on the outside. Visits that I've been trying to get, he's maneuvering and getting them. I love it. I love it for him because I know that every audience he stands in front of is better for it. I know that every audience that he has a chance to speak to, he's speaking life into them. So J-Dub, I can't wait to see you in action again this summer when I bring everybody here. Again, one of those people, wherever I go, I take him. J-W, you are amazing, and thank you so much for being you and being a part of my journey and my story, and picking up the phone anytime I call, reaching out with your updates and your stories, man, and articles. I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. Miss Susan Landay, I would be remiss not to mention you. You and Trainer's Warehouse. I have changed the game on icebreakers out here, thanks to you. And engagement, your tools. And I would say it starts with that, right? Because, of course, this is what she offers, the tools. If you guys haven't been there, trainerswarehouse.com. The tools are amazing. You guys have been to my office. You'll see I have thumb balls all over the place, right? And people love it. They ask for them. No, you're not going to get them, but you can invite me. I'll come do the icebreaker. But 100%, I couldn't do any of that without Sue. And then I reach out. And forgive me because I think there's a response I owe you. We talked about a thumb ball idea, and I owe you, and I do want you to be a part of what we're doing this summer as well. But Susan has always been, from day one initiating conversation, she's been a part of this journey and said, how can I help, Winsome? From Okinawa to this region, to going and speaking with the chaplains, to the Inspire conference, she's been there. and Miss Landay, Trainers Warehouse team, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done to ensure that the audiences that I work with, the teams that I'm invited to come teach, that they are educated, encouraged, and inspired by the tools that you've created, especially the ones that align immediately, impact the lessons immediately. Thank you for opening up those lines of communication and engagement with these teams I see. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in action this summer in front of all of the development advisors and commandants here in the region as well. Let's move. Robbie McFarland, website wouldn't be there without you. Thank you, Robbie. You are the man. My brother, it was so amazing spending time with you when you came here. Shorty McButter Short Sleeves. I call him so many different nicknames. Shorty, I want to say, man, I miss you. I know I call you every couple of weeks just to check on you, old man, but this setup scenario, DJ Winsome wouldn't be DJ, none of this without your feedback when we did this in Greenland, without you being my co-host and getting me going, telling me the stuff that you really felt, the things that I could have thrown away. You made a significant difference on my life and changed everything for me in Greenland and gave me the confidence to believe that I can continue to do this. Dr. Tal Ben Shahar and the Happiness Studies Academy. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's all I can start with that one. Yes. Hey, the entire team has been nothing but supportive as I move forward and I work on myself as an individual, as a person, my character, my mindfulness, my movements, and I'm very intentional. And the things that I continue to learn as a student of happiness studies, thanks to Dr. Tal Ben Shahar and his team, I am so grateful. That's why I make sure I give this time for gratitude. So grateful for everything you've taught me, continue to teach us, and what you've created for the world. I can't tell you enough, man. I love every time I open up and see something else from Dr. Tal Ben Shahar. And I can only imagine being a college student and being able to be in his class back in the day versus what we do now virtually. thepowerofpositivity.com. That team has been amazing, especially for the award that we launched this last year. The Power of Positivity has been amazing with the Lighthouse Beacon Award. We're doing that again for Q2. The speakers that they've provided, the encouragement, the support. Man, I am surrounded by amazing companies, and I'm sure I missed a few, but I'll talk about them next week. Thank y'all so much. We'll be right back after this break. .6 FM Yoma Time. Positive vibes of Winsome. We're back. Yesterday I got a call. So, each week when I'm not speaking on a specific lesson, I share a story. Yesterday I got a call, and it was maybe 5:15 in the morning for me here in Japan. It was someone responding from a previous message of checking up, checking in. And it was one of those, it was kind of a weird message at first. It was kind of like kind of standoffish. Like, what did I do? I'm just waking up. And so, I respond, hey, what's going on? You good? And this person kind of opened up a little bit. It was like, no, I'm really going through something right now, and I don't really think you can help me. Bam. Now, if you don't know me, someone says something like that is challenge, right? First and foremost, I'm going through something. That's a red flag for me. I got to be there. Cape up. Let's go. Next one is I don't think anyone can help me. Now, I'm going to pause there and say that I've heard that before. I've seen that before. I know what that looks and sounds like on people. And for me, that means you need to be here. You need to stop time for this person. And that's exactly what I did. I text back and I said, hey, do you have a second so I can call you? Because I'm not doing this over text. One of my favorite therapists, and yes, encouragers, seek therapy yourself as well, because you're not always going to be able to navigate everything, and you can't be good, and you can't motivate anybody else if you can't motivate yourself. 100%. So my favorite therapist, one of many, because everywhere I go, I try to get one. She told me, she said, don't text emotional items and things over text message. Pick up the phone or be in person. Don't ever text emotional items over text messages. People will share with you, but don't do that. Try to get away from that when possible. Video chat, call them, get in person. So people will notice, they'll be like, hey, I need to talk. Boom, I'm not texting this. Some of my close friends like to text emotional stuff. I don't respond to the text. I'll tell them, I'm going to call you or let's video chat. So this young lady calls or lets me call her, and I say, hey, what's up? And she breaks down what she's been going through. And I asked permission to share this morning. And so I'm going to share with you. So at a young age, mid to early 20s, making mistakes, as we all do. Some of us get lucky and we don't get caught up in our mistakes, right? Some of us get lucky to where it happened, but we move past it. That's one of my favorite lines with my coworkers. And let's just move past it. This young lady had a ticket. So let's just go back. Her career at the time, because of an injury, was driving. So you can imagine Uber driving, cash pickups, whatever it is, driving was her job. Wrong people, wrong company of people surrounding herself. Someone that she was driving around, when she gets pulled over, this person jumps out the car, runs, and has some things on when they shouldn't have had. Bam, she gets hit with a ticket. She gets hemmed up by the police. That's one. 2, expired driver's license. Now she got suspended license. Bam, that's 2. 3, she loves to play sports and she has an injury, so she can't do what she's passionate about. It was so many things that she was telling me, not having a place to call home, so she's having to rely on other people, which breaks her heart because she's been a, independent person for so long. And it goes against everything she stands for to have to ask for that type of support. So for me, I was like, wow, what's your plan? What do you plan to do? What is your first step? And before all of that, how can I help? And as she's explaining it, and between the tears and the breakdowns in this conversation, I don't think she had anyone that was actually listening to her. She said she went to some folks, and what drove me at the beginning of this conversation to talk about the influencers whose work and opinions are not grounded in anything. There's no research, there's no data, there's no foundation for what they do. A lot of times they're calling themselves life coaches, but they're not navigating people's lives. They're influencing people's lives based on their own bias, judgments, and recommendations. So in this aspect, I'm not doing that for her. She's going through something, and I want to make sure that I'm providing her from every ounce of training, experience in my journey, an unbiased, open ear to listen with compassion, to be there. And if she asks for it, and I say, do you want me to listen? Do you want advice? Or do you want me to coach you through this? And I love being a coach now because it adds that extra option, right? Because before I used to say, hey, do you want me to listen or do you want advice? That's that mentor in me, the big brother in me. Now I say, do you want me to mentor? Do you want advice? Or do you want me to coach you through this? And in her, she said, I kind of want a combination of mentoring and coaching. I bet. So what that's telling me is, in some of these things, you need me to help with steps to help you get to connect the dots. And in other ones, you need me to empower you to move. You need me to ask you those questions that are going to empower you to take action. Yeah, okay. Let's move. What's keeping you from moving forward? And so she highlights all the things that are keeping her from moving forward, but a lot of it was her past. A lot of it were things that she survived that are just breaking her heart that she's even in this situation right now. It's kind of had her in this stuck mode because trauma. Now, I'm not a therapist. So in that aspect, my recommendation to her is you need to sit down with someone and deal with that. But while you're setting that up, you need to start where you are, who you are, and with what you have right now, and look at what steps you can take forward. What do you want tomorrow to look like? A lot of people, what do you want your 6 months and a year from now? No, what do you want tomorrow to look like? And how do you make that a reality? So we talked, man, and she broke down her limb facts. And what the conversation steered towards were what right now was in your control to change, and what right now was not in your control to change. When you're able to identify what you can and cannot control, it's going to take that stressor off you, the things that you can't control. You got to wait those things out. You just got to build up what you can control, especially if it's going to help you in the areas that you can't and you want a positive outcome. So that's what we talked through. Man, I remember looking at the phone. We started about 5:15, 5:45. I think we finished that conversation about 8:45. Now, my normal coaching session is 45 minutes. But this person didn't need a normal coaching session. This person needed some guidance, some navigation, some support, an ear, some coaching, some mentoring, some love. And I told her, she was like, you don't even know me that well. I'll never forget this. You don't even know me that well. Why are you doing this for me? And my answer was simple. It's what I do. And I would want someone to do the same thing for those that I love and care for. And you know what they say, karma doesn't make any mistakes. So I say, this is what I do. Free of charge, full of heart. This is what I got for you. And this is what I recommend you do. And I wish, I'm not going to read the text verbatim, but I will break down how this played out after this conversation. The weird initial text, the 3-hour chat, and then I text, remember it's time differences, East Coast, Japan Standard Time. So I'm about to lay it down about 7:45, and the first thing I got was, I don't think I can do this. Whew. Do you want to pick up the phone and call? So the first thing I text back was, what's going on? I don't know. It's just, I can't, there's no options for me. I don't see any way forward on this. It's just too much. Again, staying away from emotions and seeing what she has going on through her head. All I said was, you got this. Trust yourself. You woke up with some doubts right now, but it's one step at a time. You got this. What's next? Well, my friend said I might have a job interview, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Go knock it out the water. Knock it out the park. Especially if right now finances is one of your struggles. Go knock it out the park. If it's an interview, give it the best interview you have. Even if it's something that you don't really want to do, remember what Oprah said. Sometimes we have to do what we need to do before we can do what we want to do. Go make it happen. This is in text. I'm telling you verbatim. I remember what I said last night before I went to bed. She said, thank you. This morning I woke up and I look at my phone and I didn't have a response from her. So I said, how's your day going? And she said, LOL, I got the job. Not just LOL, I got the job. LOL, I got the job. I'm nervous about tomorrow. Oh, you start tomorrow. They ain't waste no time. Let me tell you something, man. We only get one shot at this. This person's going to take everything that I poured into her so far and be able to internalize that. And when someone else comes to her with a similar story, similar pain, similar fears, she can share some of that with them. It's going to help make someone else better. And it's continuing a ripple effect that I hope is something successful. Where she's at, I won't say exactly where, right? But I would say I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of what she's about to do. and very proud that she took those steps, that she got past those fears, that she got out of her own head, that she stopped being scared of her own space. And I will tell you, when I ask permission to share these things in the radio, it's not to brag. It's to tell you, if you're listening in, that you have those similar scenarios, those fears, those anxieties, those doubts, that you're not the only person in this world that feels those things, and you're not alone. I said that to her 4 times yesterday. You are not alone. I remember telling her too, at one point in time during the conversation, I said, just want you to know, you asked me for help, so now you're stuck with me. And you can hit me up anytime. Call or text. I got you. Just like she did before she went to bed, when she woke up, before I went to bed and she had those anxieties. Hey, you only get one. You only get one story. You only get one life. You only get one movie. And in the end, we're all stories. Might as well make it a good one. And for me, I have these rare opportunities to truly have an impact in people's lives. And I take this very seriously. And I know that my story, when it's all said and done, it wasn't all glitter and gold. It didn't start the way I may have wanted it to, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I know that where I'm at right now in my life and in my journey, that I'm trying my hardest to make sure that everyone that I encounter, that I leave them better than I found them, and that I try to showcase how those missteps in my life have helped make me who I am, or highlight, should I say, not showcase, and utilizing that to make sure that these people are better than me. I don't want many versions of me. I want people to be better than me. And that's what I say every single time that we're teaching our lessons. I don't want you to be us. I want you to be better than us. And what did Pac say? Pac said, I may not change the world, but I know that I'm going to spark the mind that will. I may have paraphrased that a little bit. So shout out to the young lady who hit me up yesterday and asked for guidance, support, coaching, navigation. Got a little hybrid lesson in that yesterday because it wasn't a traditional session. It was life. So I ask you, are you in a place in your world that you can actually do that for someone? And we tell these stories, again, not to brag, but to tell you there are people out there right now. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month, that they have limited themselves. They aren't taking steps in their lives. They have settled. They are living in their anxieties, living in their fears, living in their doubts, living in their worst nightmares because they are scared to take steps forward, or they don't know what they should do next. And if you can be that lifeline for someone, that beacon of light, which is why the lighthouse symbol and the lighthouse emblems are so important to me on everything that we produce, is to let people know, I don't care what you're trying to navigate. If I can help you, I will. My team will do the same, because we've created that environment, that our job is to educate, encourage, and inspire, to be beacons of lights for other people, to make sure that if someone tells us a goal they're trying to achieve, that we give them everything we have to get to that goal. And if we know someone that is already in that role, that we connect the dots for that person. 78.6 FM. Be right back after this break. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. This is the last segment of the day, so I want to make sure we go out on a good vibe. But what are we talking about when we come back? Next week when I get back, man, yes, I will be back next week. What I really want to bring back is part 2 to self-awareness. So self-awareness, as I mentioned before, is the start of everything. We talk about emotional intelligence. We talk about a lot of the other lessons that my team and I have been through for training. There's a lot of self-awareness involved. There's a lot of mindfulness involved. There's a lot of just emotional intelligence in general and everything that EQ encompasses in there. And I think so many people are limited to their understanding of emotional intelligence. They just kind of plug the two words together and think they know the definition. So I really want to bring that to light the rest of this year and the next couple of weeks specifically, and starting with self-awareness. So we broke down self-awareness. We talked about external and internal self-awareness last week. I'm going to cover down on that a little bit more. And then once I go from external and internal, I'm going to break down the different characteristics, right, of self-awareness that you haven't heard about yet. There's a few more. And I'm going to also give you some activities you can do on your own. I really want to touch on that, man, because it's again, I want you to hear it. I want you to be able to apply it. I want you to walk away and feel like you're better for the time we spent together, right? And you can listen at the front end and the back end because you guys always know the first segment is gratitude, and then we get into the lesson. And then the end, I just kind of do an overview. So wherever you want, or you can tune in as we're listening right now on YouTube and kind of catch the whole thing. But ultimately, when I walk out of the booth, I just want to feel like I left you with something significant. And then from there, I'm talking about purpose, passion, drive. I'm not talking about why, that's a part of it, but your purpose, your passion, your drive, connecting you to who you are and why you want to do what you do. And there's a lot of people who, as I mentioned before, may be stuck, may feel like they're at a plateau. So I had to get you beyond there, right? I had to connect your passions to what you do and tell you how that affects your mind when you're doing these things. And that's so important to me. And I'm going to branch out into that. We're going to start talking about focus. We're going to start talking about a lot of things such as what are you pouring into yourself to be the best version of you? Charisma, confidence, presence. Oh, I'm about to break it all down. But we got to start small. And we have to start where we are. And this week was this pretty much gratitude. Mother's Day, thank you once again. Shout out to the mother of my children. I want to tell you thank you for everything you've done to ensure that my babies have a beautiful environment to thrive in. Thank you for being a beautiful person of character. To the son of my oldest, he is living his best life right now in school. If you guys don't know, the coolest part about this journey is as I'm ending it, my 18-year-old son is now joining the same mission that I've fought for the last 28 years. And he's going to be stationed about 3.5, 4 hours away from me here in Japan. So 2 of us in Japan, and he is the best of me. And I'll be honest with you, the best of me. He got the height, the hair, the athleticism, the acumen. That dude is an amazing product of a wonderful set of parents. And I just want to say thank you for making sure that you continue to show him who his father was, even when his father couldn't be there. You made sure that I was still a part of his life. For my little ones, I love you guys, and love on your mom for Mother's Day, please. Yeah? Make sure that they know that you love them, that you appreciate them. I know as kids it's hard. As kids, it's very hard to show and prove because at a lot of ages, we're very selfish. It's about me, me, me. And we get it. You're in that phase. We've raised you to be dependent on your parents until you're old enough to be independent and start learning things along the way. But we love you. Make sure you love on your moms. Okay? Anyway, 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. So many cool things coming. I really didn't want to miss this opportunity to be in the booth with everyone today. The story I shared, the young lady who's struggling, the vision I have of what I want to do with this show starting next week, continuing with self-awareness. Hopefully I make it onto the AFN station on Monday to start their segments on self-awareness. And I might kind of jump into passion a little bit with them too, because I can't wait to share it. But these things are important to me. And as I mentioned in the last segment, I know that every one of us is a work in progress. Every one of us is a story. Every one of us is going to look back on our lives and say, if I can change anything, what would I change, right? Bronnie Ware, the 7 Regrets of the Dying, I believe the name of her books, or the top regrets of the dying. And all of those things matter. If I could change anything, what would it be? And a lot of these people are saying, I wish that I hadn't worked so hard. I wish that I had, what was the other one? Not cared what other people think. I wish that I had told people how I felt about them. All of these things that are so simple to do that we just don't do because we're so caught up in our movie. And I encourage you, if that's you and you realize there's things that you're not doing, if you don't know, there's, I believe, 7 of them. I'll check them out real quick. But if you don't know and you're not doing these things right now, you don't have to wait till you get to your last days or to your at rock bottom and start realizing there's things that you should have been doing for others and things you should have been doing for yourself so that you can live a life with no regrets. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let me look real quick where Bronnie Ware's words so I can give them to you before we get out of here. Something I can probably help you walk away with. Let me see what they are. And Bronnie said, and if you guys don't know, Bronnie Ware is the young lady who spent time with people who were on their deathbeds. And she asked them what they regret. And because my Wi-Fi is not being friendly in here, I can't share to you, but I will share them next week. I'll make that promise. But some of the ones that stood out to me were not caring what other people think, wishing that you hadn't worked so hard, not telling people how you really feel. And with every one of the lessons that she put out there, stories that she got from other people and the regrets that they had, I really internalized them. And I realized that we truly are products of our own efforts, our own thoughts, our own visions, and our own stories. What we choose to do, should I say actions, what we choose to do. And for me, I choose to walk out of here knowing that every single day that I woke up, that I was trying to do as much as I can for others. Are you? Every single day that I walk in this booth, my heart is, how do I give back to other people? Not, how do I get more clicks? I mentioned people who are using this as an end to a means versus the people who are really out here trying to encourage others, because this platform means something. Educate, encourage, and inspire. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. Today was a Mother's Day reminder. I wrote down a quick story for you guys of a conversation I had yesterday. And I want to say the young lady's on a good path today, which is all I ask. I'm not asking what she's going to be doing in 5 years. I just want to know, how are you going to navigate tomorrow? And what do you want from your day? And are you fighting for that vision you have for yourself? It's one day at a time. And she woke up today and she felt encouraged. She woke up today preparing her mind for an interview. She woke up today feeling confident. She woke up today in a completely different mindset than she was yesterday. And yesterday was the day that somebody said, I will stop time for you. What do you have? Start with where you are, with what you have, and with who you are, and fight for the version of you that you want to be tomorrow. When you wake up, you are not bound to be the person you were yesterday. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. You are loved, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See you next week.